The Tale of Mbe the Tortoise and Nduru the Stork. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village surrounded by lush green fields, there lived two best friends, Mbe the Tortoise and Nduru the Stork. These two were so close that they did almost everything together. One day, they decided to combine their efforts and resources to cultivate a piece of land. They worked hard, and when the harvest season came, their barn was filled with food. They had so much that they ate to their fill every single day. But as the months passed, the food supply began to dwindle. Soon, there wasn't much left, and Mbe, being his usual cunning self, started to scheme. He wanted to find a way to eat more than Nduru, even though they were supposed to share everything equally. One day, when the food was ready, Mbe had an idea. He turned to Nduru and said, "From now on, before we eat, we must say the name of the food before taking a bite." Mbe, of course, knew that Nduru stammered and would struggle with this rule. The food that day was called Okpoko Oka, and Mbe smiled slyly as he spoke the name with ease, Okpoko Oka. With that, he immediately started eating, enjoying every bite. Poor Nduru, on the other hand, tried to say the name of the food, but all that came out was kapo, po, kapoka, kapo. He tried again and again, but couldn't get the words out. Mbe, watching from the corner of his eye, kept eating quickly, laughing quietly to himself. By the time Nduru had tried several more times, Mbe had already finished all the food. Nduru felt hurt and sad, realizing that his best friend had tricked him. The next day, it was Nduru's turn to be clever. After they finished cooking, Nduru looked at Mbe and said, "Today, we'll have a new rule before we eat. We must wash our hands and walk to the table without getting them dirty on the way." Mbe thought nothing of it and agreed, thinking it would be an easy task. But as soon as Nduru washed its hands with just 3 quick flaps of its wings, Nduru flew straight to the table and began eating. Mbe, on the other hand, had a much harder time. After washing his hands, he had to walk on all 4 legs to the table, and by the time he got there, his hands were covered in sand again. He sighed and walked back to the washing basin to clean his hands once more. Again, Mbe washed his hands carefully, but the moment he walked to the table, his hands became dirty with sand once more. Meanwhile, Nduru continued eating happily. This went on and on. Mbe washed his hands, but each time he tried to reach the table, his hands would be dirty again. And before he knew it, Nduru had finished all the food. Mbe realized that his trick from the day before had come back to bite him. Nduru, who had been sad the day before, was now smiling with satisfaction. Mbe, humbled by the experience, learned a valuable lesson. The moral of this story? Never take advantage of someone's misfortune or weakness, because no one is perfect. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, and one day, your flaws might be exposed just as easily. And that, my friends, is the tale of Mbe the Tortoise and Nduru the Stork. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more exciting folk tales. See you in the next video.